I didn't have I never had a thought that I can remember about breaking walls or or being outside the box or whatever. The problems we dealt with from the very beginning with All in the Family were what I knew to be going on in families up the street, across the street, down the street from each other. You can't mention anything, I think, that you might remember from any of the shows, any problem they dealt with, whether it was abortion or joblessness or menopause or all the things we dealt with, that wasn't out of our lives, wasn't happening. Somebody read once, second year, I think, of Good Times. Somebody came in and said they had an article. We were all encouraged to read papers and pay attention to our families and our kids and wives and so forth. And somebody came in with an article about hypertension in black males. It was escalating. And, we had John Amos in Good Times, and it was a good idea for ferreting out a story around that problem. And we did it. But that's how it came about. Interestingly enough, there were tens of thousands, or perhaps I'm exaggerating, thousands anyway, of phone calls to the network after that aired. When it went into reruns, we were able to take a couple of minutes, the network able to take a couple of minutes out of the show, or a couple of commercial minutes, and have an advisory at the end of the show. So the first time it was on, the black families who called their local television stations for information about the hypertension in black males had no response. By the time it was in reruns, the network provided a response: call this number. So that's how all of that was encouraged.
Yeah, and I'll be quick, but Keegan and I are both, we're performers. We're sketch performers, improv performers. So we're very, very much about the audience. I mean, you can't be on stage and not want everybody to laugh. That's our pedigree. So by the time we were doing Key and Peele and Get Out as well, the idea is bite off an impossible task, so you're addressing something that is dangerous and that is courageous and that might go wrong, and then put it in a package that everybody gets or try. There are a lot of amazing artists out there who will make something for them and for themselves, and with the idea that, hey, if you don't get it, fuck you, I don't care. It's not for you. That's just not me. I want everybody to get it.
Don't you feel, let me ask you this question. If it's funny, don't you feel everybody will get it? Or do you think it's possible for something to be truly funny and only this segment gets it, or this population, or this age bracket? Or
I go with the former. I think that the epitome of funny is universal.
Is absolutely universal.
Yeah. And that's why these stories. That's why story works, is because whoever, no matter who the characters are, we do all have something in common. We're human. We have a similar emotional makeup. Right. And and
there is something which I call the basic foolishness of the human condition.
Yeah.
I mean, we are just take the amount of holes in our body. Isn't that ridiculous when you think of the amount of holes in your body?
Yeah. It always works. It always works. When in doubt, mention a hole. It's a comedy virtue. Okay.